Welcome back to Y&R For Life, where we talk about all things Y&R related. We talk about what's going on, my predictions, what do I think's going to happen? Hey, we even talk about fashion on this show because I'm a big time fashion girl, so we got to spill the tea about that from time to time. If you're new to this channel, my question is, what took you so long to get here? And if you are returning, what's up? Long time no see. It's been a week. And I kind of see where, the way that they're doing things, maybe it's just for now, I don't know. It's just focusing and almost like making one episode surround one or two particular characters. So it doesn't seem like it's all over the board yet. It's all over the board. Anyway, couple of disclaimers before we get into it. If you kind of don't want to know what's going on, you'll want to get caught up on your own, this might not be what you want to see or hear, but I am so grateful that you are here. And if I forget something, like forget to mention it, it could be one, yes, I did forget, or two, it really wasn't newsworthy, so I didn't mention it. Nature of the beast, like I like to say, so 'tis what it is. You'll get the gist of what's going on. And lastly, if you like what you see, you like what you hear, it would be so great if you hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell notification, ding, so that you don't miss a single video that I post here on Y&R For Life. Okay, so let's start off with, because really it was a week about little Harrison and Claire. A little bit of Connor and a little bit of, Lily and this whole Chancellor Winters craziness. But again, we'll get into it. So we start off the week with the fact that Kyle has he's lost little Harrison. He doesn't know where he is. Well, we saw at the ending of the week that Aunt Jordan nicely, drugged Claire. And I'm trying to think, how on earth was she able to, one, be undetectable to get into the Abbott estate, which, once again, apparently they have security. I've never really known this. Not like how Victor has his security team. I'm confused. I've never really known Jack to have some big time security team, but hey, what do I know? So how did she come in undetectable? How did she, how was she able to drug Claire, drag her out, and then, because there's no way she dragged out her and little Harrison at the same time. And little Harrison doesn't look like he was drugged at all, because he is more than lucid in order to say, I don't know you. I want my mom and dad back. And wasn't she cruel by saying, they don't want you? Oh, well, that's a way to scar the child. And I'm your Aunt Jordan, and I'm going to take care of you. How was she able to do all this? And how come we haven't seen Claire? Okay. Back to present. I was just trying to figure that out. Back to present is that Kyle is losing his noodle over the fact that where is Harrison? And he was like, Claire must have taken him. Yet he doesn't really believe that it's within Claire's nature to do this. He is at a crossroads. Well, Summer learns of little Harrison's disappearance, and she is freaking out. She is full on having, I've never seen Summer like this. Never. Now, in theory, she's well within her rights to freak out, but she just went off like pistols blazing, boom, 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 off on Kyle and Claire, who's not even there to defend herself. She even went off on Victor and Nikki and Victoria, and she just went off. And how could you do this? How could you leave Harrison with this psychopath and like a criminal? And she just, poor Kyle. I can't believe he had to stomach it, but I guess he's somewhat of a stand-up guy where he basically was like, okay, she can be angry as she wants. She can take it on me. That's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. Even Victor told Kyle, you're a stand-up guy. Okay. So basically, it's been this whole week of where's little Harrison? And them trying to figure out, could Claire have slipped back into her old habits and her old patterns with Jordan in order to, in theory, be Jordan's accomplice? Kyle doesn't want to believe it. Jack doesn't want to believe it. Victor really doesn't believe it. Nikki has kind of, been back and forth. But then Nikki's been having her little swiggy swigs throughout the week. And she has her, what are those, Altoids? The biggest mints ever. Like, she's had this tin can for years. And these big, big mints that she just... And nobody smells vodka. Again, it's like what? At minimum 40% proof? Not that I'm a big time alcoholic or anything like that. Or not alcoholic, but alcohol connoisseur. Again, don't come at me, people. I am completely abreast of what goes on in reality. This is a soap opera. Okay? Don't come for me. All right. I'm not an alcohol connoisseur, so I don't know. But in my head, they should be able to have that waft of vodka and minty fresh. Just saying. All right. So this whole week, Harrison, he cannot be found. But it's been Victor's security team, it's been Jack's security team, and they have gone from the Abbott place to the Newman Ranch, back and forth and back and forth. I will say that at the beginning of the week within that episode when, they were losing their minds, which they still have been, but okay. There was a side note where Diane, still rocking that purple dress because remember, they had come back from this celebration, right? Can I get that purple dress? Just saying. I'm all for sequins. And that purple was the purple that I love all purple, but you see that one? Whew, very regal. So at some point in time, Tracy kind of bumps into Diane and is like, okay, where are you going? This time they're in the Abbott, house. And Diane's like, look, I'm sorry, but I got to go check on Ashley because she's not altogether there and she doesn't know if maybe she had done something. And Tracy's like, Diane, how could you think that? Ashley would never hurt little Harrison. She would never hurt a child. Are you crazy? She's like, I'm sorry. I gotta do it. Like, she's not stable. Anything's possible. I got it. My own peace of mind. I gotta check. So off she goes and she eventually comes back and she's like, yeah, she was sleeping. Tracy's like, well, I could have told you that. She's like, I'm sorry. I'm just frazzled. It's my grandson. All right. So again, everybody is well within their rights. At some point in time, Summer had flown on over to Victoria's place, the the new place at the tack house, the new old place, but okay. And she basically accuses Claire in front of Claire's mother, Victoria, that Claire took Harrison. And Victoria's like, what brings you to this conclusion? Like, how do you know that it's my daughter, your cousin? Hello? She's like, well, she's a psychopath, and way to break it to her. She just went off again. Guns blazing. She went off on Victoria, which, side note, I liked Victoria's top with the little wrap. And normally I don't really like what she wears, but her and her little pencil pants, they looked pretty nice. I didn't mind the two different shades. Like, it was kind of cute. It made her seem, I don't know, a little normal. But again, that was just my my thought when I saw her in that. I was like, I really like that. You know, the nice little tie hides anything in the midriff area. Not that she does have any, but just so you know, anybody with midriff issues, that's the kind of top you might want to use because it's going to hide it real well. All right, back to Summer going off. And Victoria's like, look, why would she do this? This doesn't make any sense. She finally has her home that she wanted to always be a part of. Why would she risk it all? And she's like, I don't know, but like, this is crazy, that she would do this. And then Victoria's like, yeah. And do you know that she is trying so hard to be your friend? And then Summer, with her little bad attitude, yeah, why is that? So you just can't win. Victoria, just leave her alone, because Summer is a loosey-goosey basket case right now. She has lost her mind. And again, I get it. Your child is missing. I understand. But how often have you really been with Harrison? You've been cooped up with Chance making googly eyes and romping in the sack, that poor little Harrison is still waiting for a nanny. Was just saying. Okay. So we could go on and on about this. At some point in time, pushing way forward, Michael had come into the mix, and Michael had basically gotten whatever plan in place regarding the same deal that Victor had made with Jordan about moving to the south of France, creating a new identity, millions of dollars to start her life over and just never show her face ever again. He made sure that was all in place. One caveat is the fact that they don't really have a plan in order to make this happen. Yeah, so I don't know. Tensions are running high. It is what it is. I just hope that this comes to a head very, very quickly, because, yeah, they even, before I forget, they even brought in Chance. Do-gooder Chance. And, his ties that he still may have to the GCPD. Okay, he didn't do anything before when he was on the GCPD. What makes you think he's got anything that he can do now? Like, Victor pretty much solved all the cases when Chance was on the GCPD. Even when Paul was there half the time. I don't even know if Paul ever really cracked the case. I miss him on the show. However, did he ever really crack a case? It was always Victor. Well, do-gooder Chance is basically like, whatever you're planning, whatever you're going to do, it may harm the police's investigation. And it's still fresh and new, and it's ongoing. And Victor is like, I don't give a flying, hoo-ha what you have to say or anything of the sort. I'm just going to do my thing. I'm just doing my thing. Oh boy. Yeah, they even had the driver, the delivery driver for the flower, which bravo again, writers, bravo. You're giving these people a voice. They may even get on the credits. The driver, like floral driver. I don't know. But bravo, you gave the bartender some words. You gave some of the security team some words. And now the driver. I'm so happy. I really am. Anyway, he basically was like, I don't know. Yeah, somebody just kind of stole my truck. And yeah. And I had to laugh because Jack was like, I think the guy's name was Dave or something like that. Dave, I consider you, like a pretty stand-up guy. However, if there's something more to the story, you might want to tell us. Cue Victor, he walks in, with his smirky Grinch smile. And and Jack's like, you see this guy here? This is Victor Newman. If he doesn't believe you, chances are there's more to it. And just so you know, he will make your life a living hell if you don't cooperate. And all the while, Victor's like, I've seen it, and you don't want that. Basically, you don't want this thunder on your head. So Dave, or whatever your name is, might be the time to fess up, okay? Because he will see right through it. So if we want answers, you better give it to us. Cue Kyle, who's standing there, just standing there over top the guy, just seething. And Victor's like, that's right. Maybe Victor asked him what his name was. I think so. And he said whatever. He's like, I'm going to pay you $100,000 to cooperate. So you better start talking. Well, this guy looked nervous as all hell. And eventually, I think he's going to start talking because I'm sure the name Victor Newman goes around. And yeah, you don't want that thunder. Okay, push it to Nikki, who is swigging, as I said, every chance she gets, and her little Altoids or whatever, big thick mints. And she was at Victoria's, losing it with a quickness. And she, the quickest drunk ever. She had a swig and a mint, and before you knew it, she was full-blown drunk. Oh boy. So she's like asking Victoria for Claire's number because she wants to basically set up Jordan herself. And Victoria's like, no, you can't do this, Mom. Dad's plan makes more sense. You can't put yourself in harm's danger. I wouldn't allow that. Are you crazy? And she's like, Victoria! Give me the number right now! Nikki went off on Cole, and Cole was like, what? And Victoria's like, Mom, have you been drinking? No, I haven't been drinking. Cue hair tousled, because it wasn't tussled before, but end to commercial, cut to commercial and come back. Her hair is kind of tousled and she's like, I'm not changing. She's like, well, look, Mom, this kind of seems a little familiar, your behavior. You sure about this? Well, she basically confesses that she's had a little swiggy swig and just a mess. Oh, Nikki, just a mess. All right, again, I could go on and on about this. Phyllis found out about Jordan and Claire and was wondering why she was the last to know. Nick, he made his little appearance, and yeah, it was just like a ping pong match. Bing, bing. Almost, no, more like Cubert. Remember Cubert would go up the stairs and the little blocks, but it was just ping ponging all over the place. Side note, they had shown like the outside with the office buildings, and I had to laugh because on one spot you see Newman Enterprises, right in the middle you see Chancellor Winters, right to the right you see Jabot. I mean, no wonder they get to where they're going so quickly. It's not like they're across town. It's like across the street. That is so funny. Anyway, that was just my thing. One other side note, like I said, I think I said it last week, they're doing a lot of these green screens. A lot of these green screens. It's almost painful to watch because they had little Connor with the green screen. Why he was by himself, I don't know. And then they had Chance and Summer with the green screen. I'm like, why is there almost like a park bench outside of the Newman estate? It's just weird. All right. Connor now, Chelsea and Adam had basically like a Zoom call or whatever with the doctor where Connor is. And push forward, they come to hear that he not only has OCD, but what was the other thing that he's suffering from? It might come to me, but there's something else that he's suffering from. And so the two of them are kind of manifesting themselves at the same time. But really, they figured out that Connor he's basically blaming himself for all the problems that have gone on in his family. And he's almost questioning his existence. Well, you got Chelsea on one hand where she's like, oh my God, it was me, Adam. It was me. Oh my gosh. Last time when I was on the roof, and I told him, because I thought that was the right thing to do. Oh my God, Adam, it's me. Cue Adam. No, it's me I'm full on crazy. Things I've done. Like, no wonder the boy is as bad as he is at this point because of me. Like, I caused this. No, Adam, it's me. No, it's me. So they were ping-ponging back and forth as to who allowed this to happen. Oh my God, Adam. How did we not see our child just struggling? How did we not see this? Adam's like, I don't know. Adam basically, he was reeling over it. And then he basically contacted Sharon to come over. Sharon, who is the town therapist. I don't know. But I will say she runs a close second to Nikki with crying. I may have said this at some point in time, But the ultimate crier is Nikki Newman, and running in a close second is Sharon Rosales Newman Abbott, whatever, however many different last names she has. Okay. Um, yeah, so Adam tells Sharon about what the doctor said, and he's like, "It's my fault. I did this to my son." And she's like, "No, you can't blame yourself, you know? What this is what's the demon that's in Connor, and unfortunately, we don't know why, but it's not you. No, it's me." Oh my goodness. Adam, enough. I know you want to help your son, but blaming yourself for every nook and cranny is not helping the situation. Anyway, Sharon starts almost cowballing because Adam tells her about the fact that Connor is questioning his existence, and the fact that the doctor says that whatever has gone on is almost like a catalyst. Like it was always there, but it just kind of like bumped, bumped out because of all the craziness. And Sharon again is like, "Oh my God, no, oh no." All right. So that's pretty much where we saw Adam, where he was just reeling over the fact of, Connor's diagnosis and thinking that it's his fault, Chelsea thinking that it's her fault, Sharon trying to beg and plead with him, no, it's not your fault, it's not anybody's fault, this was there all the time, we just got to deal with whatever and be supportive as much as possible. Okay. We don't really have too much more to talk about. Let's see. At some point in time, this is a complete side note, side dish, side plate of Phyllis and Danny and Daniel. And the fact that Phyllis learns that, as she says, the bug, aka Cricket, Christine, will probably not be going on the tour with Danny. And Danny's like, yeah, he's kind of postponing it a little bit. And she's like, "Oh, you're going to actually postpone your tour because of the bug?" Phyllis, you don't know the whole story. She got offered a case and whatnot. And she doesn't know. And she's like, "Look, we all know she's going to choose the job over you. So, like, why do you not see this?" Well, Danny eventually got some sort of, I guess it was a text message. My assumption it was from Cricket. And he hightailed it over to the club to have this conversation or have a conversation with Cricket. And, of course, Cricket always looks bewildered. And, Danny brought her a t-shirt saying that she can wear it on the tour and he will sing her love songs. Everything will be dedicated to her. I mean, that's a nice gesture and all, but isn't that a bit overkill? Just saying. So, yeah, she still looks bewildered and she has yet to really respond. And yeah, that was that. It was funny when he got the text and Phyllis was like, "Oh, is that the bug summoning you?" I was like, "Oh my gosh." It's like, "Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye." Well, which leads me to Chancellor Winters. That is a whole set of mess. You think the Claire and Harrison and Jordan thing, which by the way, Jordan once again in my head is certifiable. She needs to be committed. Okay, that's just my thought process. So back to Lily and Chancellor Winters. We will just forge ahead with this because, as I said, it is a mess. At the beginning of the week, we had, she learned that um, Daniel was moving forward with a lawsuit. Basically, Nate, because she says this to Nate and Devon, and she basically Nate's like, why don't you just give him what he wants, right? And again, my thing is, I agree. Just give him whatever. He's like, that way we avoid all kinds of craziness. And she's like, well, why would I give him everything he wants? Devon's like, look, think about it. Okay, so she's like, why would I do that? The man cheated on me. Well, Devon's like, sis, man, that's like wrongful dismissal. Yeah, it is. You can't fire somebody. I mean, she did, but you can't think you have a leg to stand on, even though you're talking about, everything's ironclad as it pertains to legal. But how can you think that that's going to fly? Really? Lily? Do better. Okay, so here's where things get super duper messy. Okay, we've got Billy, who at some point meets up with Lily over at Society. They sit down, they're having something to eat together. And basically, Billy's like, you don't see what Devon's trying to do. Like, I can't believe you can't see this. And I think it really just should be you and I running things, mano a mano. And that's what my mom would want. And we work well together. I wonder if Chelsea is going to get kicked to the curb and that Billy and Lily will have a little flingy fling. Things that make you go, it's entirely possible because Lily's a bit of a loose cannon right now and Billy, he's all over the board. All right, so yeah, Billy's been kind of like chirping in Lily's ear about Devon and his little attitude and, I don't know. Well, cue the fact that they end up having a board meeting. And as you know, Abby is now on the board. Coinky dink? I think not. Okay, so she's on the board. So here's the board members. We got Abby, Devon, Lily, Billy, and Jill. So that's 5, right? Well, Devon tells Nate, to go and do XYZ, but to come back in about a half an hour. Abby had already walked in and heard Devon ask this question. And she's like, okay, Devon, that's funny. The board meeting's supposed to be happening around that time. So what if you have up your sleeve, this kind of thing? Well, he basically wants Nate to get back on the board because that's what Neil had wanted. Jill's like, yeah, no, that's premature. I'm still reeling over the fact that this guy, tried to sell us out. Billy's like, yeah, no can do. Okay, great. Your ideas are good, Nate, but I think you're basically still a little wet behind the ears. So that's a no from me. Okay. Well, Abby was like, yeah, I'm all for him coming on the board. Billy's like, yeah, there's a shocker. Devon's like, yep, want him on the board. So then he's like, okay, well, Lily, what do you have to say? Lily's like, well, I guess it's up to me. And then Billy's like, you remember what we talked about? You remember? Remember? Well, I have a feeling Lily's going to be like, yeah, no. Because Lily has a thing about power, and it may not be that overly brazen to the naked eye, but I'm telling you, she just has a thing regarding power. So why would she allow Nate to come back on the board of directors? She would just want that top dog spot for herself, just to remain the way that it is. We shall see. Um, we just know that Devon and his little condescending self, he's just not going to be a happy camper. So we're going to see where that goes. I don't know. I don't even know if I care that much about it, but it makes for some good entertainment. Lastly, we saw Ashley for a hot second, and basically she says that she needs help and that she wants to go right away to get help. Yeah, I think that there's way more to whichever Ashley um, that you can think of. Like, Ashley, you do need help. That is 1,000% true. But sadly, you need to be in the place where you wear that straitjacket and hug yourself and have padded walls, because there's no telling what you're going to do. I don't know. Anyway, so that was pretty much the week. Once again, if I missed something, I clearly forgot, or I just didn't think it was newsworthy. But so far, that was pretty much the week, focusing on Claire and Lil Harrison, with focusing on Connor, and just a mishmash of events. Okay? So if you stuck around to the end of this video, I'm so grateful. You know I love you lots. I appreciate your time. It is just all for the love of the show. I truly appreciate your support. And once again, if you like what you see, you like what you hear, just hit that like and subscribe and share, share, share. Why? Because sharing is caring. At least I like to think so. So you take care, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.